And now, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. He's a successful entrepreneur, published author, top listing agent, a real estate and finance expert that goes to bat for you every day as a consumer advocate. Your host and the consumer quarterback, Brandon Rhymes.
And yes, here we are again another day, committed to being your consumer advocate, helping you understand your buying decisions, making you more street smart here in Tampa Bay and the Gulf Coast region of Florida, helping you understand your buying decisions on a local level. We do that by interviewing all of the best expert contributors here on the program. We've got financial advisors associated with the show, real estate, mortgage, title, credit, you name it. We've got that kind of that spoke on that wheel, each spoke extending out, representing another one of our on-air expert contributors, helping you win in any marketplace. Just reach out to the hotline. We'd love to connect with you. You can also email brimes@kw.com. Just submit an email at brimes@kw.com. And we would love to put you in touch with all of our great folks that support this show, support the local economy. Had a lot of calls last week. Folks were really resonating with the conversation we had with Dr. Genevieve Dobson. Had a lot of people reaching out about student loan and all the student loans and the consolidation that she can do. Really hit a nerve with that show. So that was great to hear have folks reaching out. They wanted to get mortgage pre-approvals and looking at refinancing and deals like that. So we appreciate you calling in and supporting the show. 813-917-1894, consumerqb.com, 813-917-1894, and consumerqb.com. Millicent Athanason going to be on the program today, attorney Millicent Athanason. We got Nick Shriver as well, decorating Elves, local area contractor, and has a lot of good stuff to talk about on the real estate side. And we got Mark HAYE as well, financial pro. He's a finance pro here in Tampa Bay, 21st Century Financial Partners. We're going to talk about investing, inflation, what's going on with the markets, and going to dive deep into that with him as well. Quick shout out to the Bilmar Beach Resort. Had a great weekend down there. Went down for Father's Day. Spent some time with our newborn son, Brady Stetson. Had a great time down there and enjoyed the Bilmar Beach Resort. They have 2 pools on site, Sloppy Joe's Beach Bar and Restaurant. And just a great place to go hang out on the weekends. Treasure Island. Let Clyde know that the Real Estate Quarterback Show, you heard about them right here, and it's not a cookie-cutter hotel. They've got a lot of rooms overlooking the Gulf of Mexico. Treasure Island, Bilmar Beach Resort. Book online, bilmarbeachresort.com. Make sure you let them know the Real Estate Quarterback sent you. Hot listing here, 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. This is a $1.159 million property that we've got listed here in Tampa Bay. 2803 Safe Harbor Drive. This is an executive-style home, corner lot, gated community, majestic oak trees lining the beautiful neighborhood at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive. And you've got granite countertops, appliances, pool, heated spa, fenced-in corner lot, 5,253 square feet. Beautiful home at 2803 Safe Harbor Drive in Tampa. And you can see all of our beautiful real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
This is God's country.
All right, Mark HAYE back in the house. Welcome in, sir.
Thank you, sir. I appreciate it.
Yeah, my pleasure. And yeah, there's a lot of stuff going on, man. A lot to jump into here. So I know we got a lot of wood to chop here. Let's jump right into it. What are you seeing out there?
There you go. Well, first shout out to our Lightning. Again, for coming back after a few hard losses out in Colorado, but excited. Hopefully we get that three-peat. I don't know if there's ever been another NHL team that's won 3 in a row, but
yeah, that's pretty cool.
We'll find out.
Tampa Bay, man.
There you go.
Tampa Bay. Tom Brady's going to do it again, too.
Great place to live in, I'll tell you that.
Tom, the economy's so bad, even Tom had to come out of retirement,
Well, that's true. I mean, we're talking about a little bit of inflation today.
Yeah.
As people obviously is on everybody's mind right now.
Inflated bike tires or inflation? Oh, okay, the economy.
Well, we're talking about the economy.
Okay.
On average right now, people are spending $6,000 to $7,000 more a year just for their essentials. Goods, gas, food, energy.
Yeah.
And I don't see how it's going to be coming down anytime soon at this point.
It's a tax on the poor, isn't it? I mean, think about
really
it.
is.
The middle class and the poor get hit the hardest, and these elites, and you know who they are. They're up there. They're moving their money around. They see it projected. They know where it's going to go. Inflation actually helps the wealthy, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. Well, there's a few things you can put your money into to combat inflation. One being real estate. Is one that you can use. If it wasn't for the real estate market and the market going down as much as it has, I mean, you probably see a little bit more. Probably feel more pain than what's happening right now. I think the real estate market's actually helping the stock market and just people in general at this point.
Right.
That's one way to combat inflation. Another way is the stock market, but as everybody is probably seeing and feeling it, the stock market's down 30% year to date, as far as January 1st till now. Even bonds are down double digits for the year, which is crazy.
That's a crazy phenomenon, right? Normally it's an inverse relationship, but those are happening at the same time. And then what is stagflation as well? Aren't we seeing stagflation now too?
Mm-hmm. Well, obviously the government is just surprised that we have inflation, which is crazy to me. Janet Yellen gets out there and goes, "Oh my, I didn't see this coming," when we were printing trillions of dollars and giving it to people to spend, and we made interest rates as low as possible so people get money to spend, and here we are at the aftermath of it all. And that's one reason why it's important to work with an advisor. Most people are good at putting money into retirement or into a bank account or into a plan, but it's getting the money out that actually is the hardest part.
Safeguarding it.
You got it. So we look at the first half of life in retirement is getting up to retirement, saving, and the second half is retiring and spending. And we're very good at the second half, as far as combating inflation and taxes and income and longevity. But it's a lot of variables, and if inflation is one of them, that's like it is today, it's hard to combat.
Yeah, it is. And if you just joined us, we're talking with Mark HAYE. He's an MBA here in Tampa Bay, 21st Century Financial Partners, corporate vice president of his company. He's a finance pro here in Tampa Bay and can help you with your retirement plan. And a lot of times, too, and let's kind of look at the history of the United States, too, right? Back in the day, you had these big companies, IBM, et cetera, had pension plans. A lot of that kind of went away. People were kind of forced to do it on their own. Corporations got greedy and said, oh, well, let's eliminate this, eliminate that. Some of them would match the 401ks. Can you talk a little bit about the history and then kind of bring us up to like where we are now?
Yeah, well, pensions were very big. Everybody had a pension plan, and then they went to all the CEOs of these corporations and they looked at their balance sheet and said, "Man, you got a lot of liability on this balance sheet." They go, "What are you talking about? I got about we're strong." And go, "We have all these people not working that you're paying every single month, every single year via pension. Why don't we do this? Why don't we create what's called a 401k and have them save for retirement and take that liability off of you as a corporate?"
Right.
And exactly what they did. And so the 401k was created and replaced that pension. But the problem is people don't necessarily save like they should for retirement planning. And like you said, some match, some don't. Always take the match. That's like simplistic. If they give you a match, please take it. It's just free money.
Free money, right? Yeah.
Please, so many people don't just go to that. Like if they match 6% and you're only putting in 2%, just do it. You're not going to regret having more money given to you.
Exactly. It's like, wow, it's a match. Why would you not? And think about that today. The savings rate is, I believe, it's the lowest that we've had in the history of the planet. Especially obviously here in America. So people are forced to choose between buying groceries and filling up their vehicle and driving less and traveling less. And you hear all these different stories. Families finally get to go out to a movie or whatever it might be, but they don't have the disposable income, so it's kind of a catch-22 there.
Well, that's the problem is now people are putting everything on credit cards. So the household debt is increasing $250 billion a quarter, $266 billion a quarter, and I think it just reached $18 trillion as a whole of American households as in debt right now.
Yeah.
We used to save in 2020, people were saving 30% of their money. Today, they're saving less than 4%, right around 1.5%, 2% is probably the average right now of their money because of inflation. So your dollar doesn't go as far as it did 6 months, a year ago.
That's right.
So you have to spend more, you have to put more on debt, and the problem is you still need to go to work and pay your gas, you got kids to feed, you got a mortgage. Everything keeps going up, and your income's staying the same.
Yeah.
And so you're dipping into savings, and people have lost 20% just in their savings. Not even talking about a stock market loss. We're just talking about they had 20% more in their savings a year ago. It's just because of that spending.
Yeah.
Yeah,
exactly. It's tough. It's a tough situation for people to be in, and you wonder, okay, where do I put my money? What is that hedge against inflation? We talk about in real estate, obviously buying dirt, buying assets, buying properties that will appreciate, and luckily, especially in the state of Florida, our great governor is keeping things kind of cool here and insulated from a lot of the woke stuff happening in other states. But yeah, so what would be your advice in that case? And if people are asking, hey, what do I do, Mark?
Yep. Well, I think Ron DeSantis is probably the number one realtor in Florida. I mean, that guy has brought everybody down here. Has just done an incredible job, and we're just hoping the fall goes well and we can have some more. But when it comes to where you're going to put money, there's a few things that combat inflation. One, real estate. One, stock market, if you're willing to take the risk of the market. But over time, the stock market does produce a positive return. You can also do your supplemental life insurance policy. Cash value goes with interest rates, so as interest rates increase and inflation increases, it works for you. So if you want inflation to work for you and not against you, those are really three things that you can go into. Most people don't want to go into the market, especially now, because they just see their 401k IRAs all declining, and the last thing they think about is I don't want to lose any more money.
Right.
But as the market declines, that is the time to be buying. So
right.
You buy low, sell high, and so it's not a bad thing. It's all good news if you're saving and working towards saving. It's just when you retire and the second half of the game is pulling the money out, that's when it gets tricky.
Right. Yeah, we're talking with Mark HAYE. He's an MBA here in Tampa Bay, 21st Century Financial Partners. By the way, what's the website, Mark?
Yep, you can go to xxicenturyfin.com.
Okay, xxicenturyfin.com.
xxifinancial.com as well.
Okay, cool. And yeah, so if you want to engage there, and also consumerqb.com, you should be able to find his announcement card, show card there on the website, consumerqb.com. And of course, you can reach out to the show hotline and have that consultation, do a over the phone type consultation. And kind of broadening it out a little bit, I listen to a lot of other podcasts. I want to play a quick clip about what's going on a macro level. These are things coming in, and you hear about these ESG scores, and I think especially resonate with our audience. Just a quick clip here from, I believe this is from the War Room.
Larry Fink runs a index fund management, which is passive investment, which means your retirement, your pension funds. He's taking trillions of dollars of everyday people's retirements and leveraging that against the entire market so that it falls under his control and his definitions. So the way that it works is that if you don't meet the definitions of BlackRock, Vanguard, and whoever all is in the cabal of the Council, the Soviet, of controlling that, deciding what these words mean, the World Economic Forum's right in their hand in glove. If you don't meet the Council's, the Soviet, definitions of environmental, social, and governance, they're going to leverage your retirements against companies that don't play ball. Coca-Cola doesn't want to play.
I'm going to pause it right there, but can you explain? Like, these are the bad guys, right? BlackRock, Vanguard. These are just these too big to fail type companies. They're getting preferential loans from the government. This ESG score. Anytime you see, you want to run from that. I mean, it's bad stuff, right?
Yeah, and the problem is with these big companies, they're coming in and buying all these real estate in these homes, especially in Florida, Tampa Bay area, seeing it. Where these big investment companies are coming in and buying houses, they're just outbidding the normal family, the normal everyday person, and snatching up these homes. Which it's good. Everything has for every action there's a reaction. Everything's going to have an effect on that, and I don't think it's going to be a good one. I don't think coming in and having these companies just scoop all these things up is going to be positive for us.
Right, because the next step is going to be, okay, we own the asset now, not you. Mr. and Mrs. Smith, Mr. and Mrs. School teacher, fireman, paramedic. We own the asset. You're going to rent from us. And by the way, we're going to go back to our ESG score, environmental, if you're not environmentally the way we want you to be, if you're not going to be social in terms of DEI, all these acronyms, right? So then, maybe you might not get to rent that home, and then you're homeless. But yeah, so it's against the American dream of home ownership. It's wrong in so many ways as far as just giving the big money out to these guys to go in and compete with the first-time buyer, that veteran buyer.
Yep. And the problem is, too, when the government making the interest rates so low, if you're at 2.5%, and these big companies with these big balance sheets go, okay, we can go borrow billions of dollars at 2%, and we'll just go buy real estate. And it's a no-brainer to them because the money's cheap.
Right.
And they can do it, in a big, large scale.
Exactly. Huge scale. I mean, never before seen scale. We're talking trillions of dollars. People don't really know what that actually means. Trillions of dollars, man. I mean, it's unbelievable when you think about, million versus billion, and then now trillions of dollars, these numbers being thrown around, Mark.
Yeah. And, it's scary, too. These big companies that go in and buy the real estate and buy these stocks and own all that. And then when there's another downturn, these companies are the first to go get in line for a handout, and we want to bail out and everything else. But right now, if you look at the last 12 months of the market's lost $11 trillion just in the market. We're not even talking about the real estate, because I think real estate's actually keeping us up a little bit.
Yeah.
But if you keep on that trend, everything kind of dominoes and affects and falls. And these big companies all own all these big portfolios, and now their whole portfolio is falling with the market. Real estate. It's not a good situation to be in and take that much risk.
Well, I think China is about to see what happens when that happens, right? There's dominoes falling in China, and they're looking at a bad scenario coming out.
Absolutely. So, it's very, very difficult, at times like this to compete against like a BlackRock or a Vanguard to come in and buy all these homes up. And we're seeing in Tampa Bay. I mean, you see it a lot.
Local level.
You ask a certain price and it's way over in cash.
Yep.
And the middleman just gets kicked out, meaning the family man.
Yep, the heart goes out to that hard worker, that blue collar, those folks that are just barely getting by 5 years ago. Not to mention 5 years into the future, barely getting by and dealing with gas and diesel and and this whole gimmick about a tax holiday. What is it? 18 cents off, like for one day? Come on. I know.
Well, I mean, and that's the thing. We do live in America still, and in America, you are in control of your own success and your own life, and so it's important to work with a real estate agent like yourself or a financial advisor like myself and help people navigate this, because if you don't want to pay taxes in retirement, we'll show you how to do that. Right. If you want something that's inflated, protected, I want inflation to work with me, not against me, we can do that for you. But it's important to take control of the government is not going to come and save you.
Right.
People think that there's a white horse and cavalry's coming to help us. It's not going to happen. But the good news is we live in America, and you can go and and take control of your own destiny and your own retirement, your own lives, and go from there. And that's why you have professionals like us.
That's right. Wealth creation. That's we're the folks that can create wealth, start your own business, second business. Before it used to be like you come home, you eat dinner, you go to bed. Now, hey, if you really want it that bad and you're an entrepreneur, what are you doing between 7 and 11?
Exactly. And you're the same way. If you want to, we talk about combating inflation. If you own a small business or a business, you can combat inflation. It helps.
Yeah.
We hire advisors and agents all the time. We're always interested in hiring people. I'm sure you're always hiring or taking on realtors in your business.
Right.
Exactly. So it's, again, you don't have to go and be a realtor full time, but man, if you could just do it part time and subsidize, and next thing you know, you enjoy it and you're moving full time into that industry.
You started off as a part time, you go full time, and you're a referral agent or somewhere in between. Mark Hay, 21st Century Financial Partners, XXI Century FIN.com. And of course, call the show hotline. We'd love to put you in touch and make a direct connection with Mark. 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. Submit an email or call 813-917-1894. brimes@kw.com. Mark, always a pleasure, man. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Have a good day.
Those are great nuggets.
Thank you.
All right, coming up, we got Nick Shriver, Decorating Elves, in studio. Going to be in studio here. Plus, our feel-good story of the day, Chewy's act of kindness goes viral. Find out about this gal that lost her dog, and a really good feel-good story coming up. Chewy's act of kindness goes viral right here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Thanks for listening to my daddy's show. Please make sure to send him all of your real estate deals and subscribe to the Consumer Quarterback Show podcast on iTunes and Spotify, or check out our YouTube channel. Have a blessed day.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, in studio with Martine Gramatica, that is, former Tampa Bay Buccaneer Super Bowl winner. Lifeguard Imaging, lifeguardimaging.com, saving lives through early detection.
Thanks for having me, Brandon. Yes, that's what we're doing at Lifeguard Imaging. You come in asymptomatic, and that's what we do. You're being proactive. You're coming in. We do a scan from the neck to the pelvis. It's a full body scan. It's a 3D image of every organ, and that's where 90% of the deadliest cancers are, in our mid region. So we can see everything. But for your listeners, we have a real good special. We have a $599 value, absolutely complimentary. They can come in for a coronary artery scan, which will give you their calcium score, 100% complimentary for your people.
Very cool. Hey, take them up on that offer, 813-917-1894. Call or text, complimentary scan, 813-917-1894, and check them out online, lifeguardimaging.com.
Dennis Prager here for Brandon and Lindsay Rhymes, owners of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams. Buying, selling, investing in real estate, their nationwide Keller Williams network makes them the best team to work with. Sellers, have your property featured live on air, creating multiple offers. Buyers, leverage a unique system that gets your offer accepted, never overlooked. Call or text 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550, or consumerqb.com.
Have you desired more income and more freedom in your life? Now is your time. Keller Williams Realty has just launched our own real estate school, and you can get licensed for free. I'm Brandon Rhymes, host of the Consumer Quarterback Show, owner of the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. And for the first 3 people who reach out, I will personally coach you. 813-917-1894. Call or text 813-917-1894. ConsumerQB.com. ConsumerQB.com.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
And we're back. Brandon Rhymes here. Consumer Quarterback Show powered by the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, always helping you win in your real estate deals, buying, selling, or investing. Work with the top 100 ranked real estate team here in Tampa Bay. We got a hot property listing, 27641 Lincoln Place in Wesley Chapel. This is a gorgeous estate-style home, 3.24 acres, 3,000 square feet, 4 bedrooms, 4 bath, located in Saddlewood Estates in Wesley Chapel, 27641 Lincoln Place. Pool home, screened-in pool, lanai, and it's just minutes from the Wiregrass Mall. Beautiful property up in Wesley Chapel, Pasco County, that is. And hot listing at 507 South Prospect Avenue in Clearwater. This is a commercial building, and it's currently operating as an attorney's office with 12 rooms, 2 bathrooms. You got a large parking area as well. 507 South Prospect Avenue in beautiful Tampa Bay. One of our corporate Clearwater-based properties, commercial property at 507 South Prospect Avenue. You can see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Buy dirt, find one you can't live without.
And you can also buy dirt as well. We got lots of land listings available here in Tampa Bay. Let's go ahead and welcome in Nick Shriver, Decorating Elves. Welcome in, sir.
Yeah. Hey, Brandon. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, man. Go Bolts, right? You got your shirt
Go
on today?
Bolts. Yeah, I was at Game 3, and it was exciting. It was good to see them come back from that.
Yeah, it's awesome, man. Tampa Bay, that is.
Absolutely. Anytime, like the Lightning are teaching us all lessons if we're actually out there getting them.
Yeah.
The ability to be resilient and bend, don't break.
That's
and
right.
It's about how you come back from a loss.
Yeah.
Is what shows your true character. And that team has more character than any team. I'm so thrilled to be a fan and be behind them.
Yeah, how you get up from that adversity, man.
I mean, they took a thumping in Game 2, and I think we're all kind of but we've seen it not that bad before. But they rallied.
Yeah,
and not only that, but the city rallied behind them.
Yeah,
I was at Game 3, and it was a very good time, and that building was electric.
Packed house.
Yeah, I mean, anybody that was there, way to keep it up. Anybody that wasn't, way to just put that energy out there.
What's the capacity of that place anyways?
It's like 20,000,
yeah.
Plus or minus, But the cool thing that they do there is that they fill up Thunder Alley. Mm-hmm. So now they're selling those spots, and I'm not exactly sure the logistics of selling
outside
those.
spot?
It's the outside spots. They mark off all these aisles and stuff so you can get in and out,
Cool.
But they sell whole sections out there. I don't know what it costs. Maybe, I don't know. And people
Smart
bring their
idea.
lawn chairs. You watch the game up on they broadcast it on the side of the parking garage there. They've got the music over to the side. So it's a whole thing. So if you're coming in, you're coming into like a huge event, like a big social thing. There's a ton of energy. Like, it's cool. It's definitely a good time. And obviously we've been doing that for a long time. So that team's playing great. They know how to do it in this town. And I actually had a family member with me that was from out of town. And he was like, yeah, dude, he goes, I was shocked at the energy that place had.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, yeah, it was
That's awesome. And then you got the after parties right down the road, I'm sure, right?
Yes, absolutely, man. I am not that, that was a younger me.
Right.
That was definitely a younger me that was like, hey, let's stay, let's go. Where I am now, I'm like, all right, let's get out of here, man. I got
beat the traffic home.
Yeah, let's
right?
let's get going because I'm exhausted. Yeah. Like, this is past my bedtime.
Yeah.
But that's generationally how we change, right?
Yeah, exactly. It is. Yeah, we're gonna come back with Nick Shriver, Decorating Elves. We're gonna talk about his company here coming up. DecoratingElves.com. Outdoor lighting, all types of great holiday lighting as well, and special events, fun stuff coming up. And our feel good story of the day as well. Chewy's act of kindness goes viral. Find out about this feel good story. This gal that lost her dog, and a feel-good story, and the way that the company reacted is super cool. Be right back here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, consumerqb.com.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Five, four, three, two, one.
You're listening to the Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes, cutting through your typical media nonsense and offering you a rational and unbiased perspective on current events and life in Tampa Bay. Online at consumerqb.com.
All right, welcome back. Thanks for sticking with us here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. We always love to serve the community as that consumer advocate. You can reach out to our hotline, 813-917-1894. Open phone lines, 917-1894. brhymes@kw.com. You can submit an email there at brhymes@kw.com. Make sure you download our podcast as well, Spotify, iTunes, wherever you get your podcast. You can see all the previous shows, keep up with the show if you're on the go, and also our YouTube channel as well. Subscribe and ring the bell at the YouTube channel. We greatly appreciate that. We got Nick Shriver in the house decorating Elves coming up here in just one moment. I want to let you know about some of our vacant land listings that we've got here in Tampa Bay. We played that clip about buying dirt. Great way to hedge from inflation, but we got 4220 West Pearl Avenue. This is a land play. It's got a small building on it, but it's mainly a corner lot in South Tampa that's available at $964,000, 4220 West Pearl Avenue. This is a 1,200 square foot building, mixed use opportunity, perfect for that business owner that wants to park some trucks and vehicles and equipment for a contractor type of business. 4220 West Pearl Avenue in Tampa, South Tampa, beautiful property. Also, single family home, 1605 South Georgia Avenue. This one's in Palmacia, Hyde Park, right here in beautiful South Tampa, $797,000, 1605 South Georgia Avenue in Tampa. Great opportunity to own real estate right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You can see all of our real estate listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com.
Somewhere sunny and 75.
Okay, we got Nick Shriver in the house decorating Elves. He's a local area business owner, local businesses here in Tampa Bay. We talk a lot about the local economy, supporting the local economy, and companies like yours, Nick. It's really the heartbeat of America. It's this local area. And talk a little bit about what you offer out there.
So yeah, we love to hear that we're the heartbeat of America, because one of the things that we do is we live here, we work here, we play here, we raise our kids here. I coach youth sports here.
Yep.
Like, all of the people that work for me live here, work here, play here, raise their families here. So, there's a huge benefit to when you're employing local services, you're contracting with them, that all of that money stays here, gets spent here, goes right back into it, So that's a huge benefit to not just hiring us, but hiring any local home improvement company,
yep.
right? Because they're staying here. You're not buying some kind of service from overseas. You're not buying an item that was built and shipped here.
Yep.
Even though some of the material may come from some foreign entity, like, all of the labor, all of the blood and sweat, all the tear, everything that goes into that all stays local, man.
Yeah.
So that's great. We're always going to promote that. We're always going to help that. Thanks for leading into that. Some of the things that we get into, some people are always asking us, how do we do business with you, right? And so we love those questions. They ask, we're not really familiar with outdoor lighting. What does it take to do it? What is a budget? Like, how much is something like that? And, that's a really good question, because the thing about good outdoor lighting and really making an outdoor room look amazing, or the front of your house look amazing, first off, it takes design. And design's really important. It's a really big deal. And design is subjective.
Yep.
So, a design on one property would look different on another property. My interpretation of what you want versus what someone else wants is always going to be different. So the design does change based on the property, based on how it's being used, based on what that owner is. But a good, safe, numbers benchmark for that is somewhere between 1% and 3% of the total value of the property itself. So if somebody's got $1 million property, they're looking at about $10,000 to about $30,000 to do a really good, nice outdoor lighting system, and that's new, that's all put in, and that includes a lot of key components, right? So you have design that goes into that, you have installation that goes into that, certified trainers and certified people that are doing the work. You're going to have fixtures, you're going to have lamps, you're going to have wiring, you're going to have transformers, you're going to have connectors, you're going to have stakes, you're going to have automation, you're going to have surge, you're going to have wiring, and you're going to have certain specific methods of wiring that help balance that. So one of the things that we do, we're building a system that's a little bit beefier on the back end, and you don't really see it, but you do get it. So, it's not just open the box and everything looks great and everything's awesome when it's done. It's not just that. It is more than that. Like, we're actually building something that's going to last for a super long time. So, those are things that we come across a lot of times. Now, as properties become more in value, obviously that budget can go up. If a property is less in value, that property can go down. We've had properties that are less in value from that $1 million mark actually spend more money. There's a greater piece of real estate. Maybe it's a really big estate kind of property. It's got a couple acres, and they're really into gardening, and the property itself is small. As far as the house is small, but the property is big, and there's a huge, vast garden. There's a ton of palms. There's a ton of stuff going on, and we've done that. So the budget can fluctuate from those numbers that I just gave, that 1 to 3% of value.
Right.
But it is a good kind of one of those good rules to say, all right, this is going to get me in the relative expectation of what it takes to do.
Approximation. And we're talking with Nick Shriver here, decoratingelves.com. Holiday lighting, outdoor lighting adds value to the property, the safe passage, the security, the appreciation of the asset. I mean, there's lots of advantages.
Absolutely, Brandon. You got 3 of the 5 that we talk about all the time. The other one is going to be basically aesthetics, and then, which we also call beautification, and then usability.
Yeah.
Right. So not only are you getting all 5 of those benefits, you're getting beautification, you're getting usability, you're getting value, you're getting security, you're getting all of those benefits. You are helping increase the value of your home. But by adding usability, you're increasing how you use the property, when you use the property. Now, granted, this time of year, it's a little warm and it's light till late, and we're coming up on the summer solstice, which is, I believe, at the end of this week. But we're coming out of that, it's going to start, every day is going to start to get shorter as far as the daylight goes. And then we come into the fall, and you're definitely going to want to make sure you have your lighting for the fall, for when it gets, for when the temperature starts to cool off.
Yeah.
And we have a tendency to be outside more, has a tendency to want to be out there using that lighting more. So, it's all in how we use it, and there's definitely a benefit to all that.
Yeah, can't wait till it starts cooling off a little bit.
I think we all do that, man. After the last couple of weeks, it has been hot. It has been steamy.
Yeah.
We have been, as a group and as a team, we work outdoors. Everything we do is outdoors.
Yeah.
We have been managing that heat. We literally do it every Monday on our Monday meeting. Topic is always, hey, stay hydrated, get out of the heat, beat the heat, take your breaks, make sure you're out there. Finding the shade where you can.
Yep.
We're doing that with our guys. We've been very fortunate. We haven't had any issues in that regard. But as an employer and as somebody that manages people that work outdoors,
right,
we are very conscious of it because we're putting in 40 plus hours every week.
Yeah.
And about 36 of those hours are in the heat, are outside. You got some drive time and you got some meetings, you got some in between. But most of the time, all my guys, and I spend about 20 to 25 hours a week out there with them. The rest of the time I'm doing, this kind of stuff, and I'm in the office and stuff, so I get a little more reprieve than they do, but it is a scorcher.
Yeah, it is.
Yes.
Tampa Bay, hot. Not only the sports teams are hot,
yeah,
the weather and the real estate's hot.
Everything right now, it's June, man. It's cooking.
Yeah, it is. It sure is. All right, man. Final thoughts to you, Nick. How can folks find you?
So you can always find us at www.decoratingelves.com. That's the greatest place. You can also see we have a lot of techniques on that website. We actually have pictures that correlates with the budgets on the website there, so you can actually visually see some things in those categories. And then you can always pick up the phone and call us. It's 1-800-MY-LIGHTS. It's 1-800-MYLITES, 1-800-MY-LIGHTS, and then www.decoratingelves.com.
All right, good stuff. Always a pleasure having you in studio. Appreciate you coming in.
Thank you.
All right, taking a quick break. Coming back with attorney Millie Athanason on the program. You've heard Millie on the show over the years. She always brings great content. We're going to talk with Millie Athanason coming up. Plus, our feel-good story of the day, Chewy's act of kindness goes viral. We'll be right back after this short break. Don't go anywhere.
Hey, I'm Ken Shamrock, and you're here with Consumer Quarterback Show. And I say, Brandon Rhymes, knock out your competition.
To get in touch with Brandon, call 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here. We are looking for real estate investors. We've got a new relationship bringing us a tremendous amount of off-market real estate investment opportunities. So text the word investor to our hotline, 813-750-0550. Off-market real estate investment opportunities. Text investor to 813-750-0550. Brandon Rhymes here, Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty, looking for real estate investors. Send us a text.
Selling commercial or residential property? Don't leave money on the table. List with the Platinum MVP team at Keller Williams Realty. I'm Brandon Rhymes. Reach me at 813-670-7372 or platinummvpteam.com.
Hey, Brandon Rhymes here for Cleaning Commandos here on the Consumer Quarterback Show. Cleaning Commandos are hiring, and they're offering competitive wages, flexible hours, relaxed atmosphere, and a sign-on bonus. Reach out if you'd like a career with the Cleaning Commandos here in Tampa Bay. Info at cleaningcommandosllc.com or call 813-750-0550, 813-750-0550. Cleaning Commandos, Consumer Quarterback Show.
You're listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Online at consumerqb.com. Brandon is Tampa Bay's #1 consumer advocate for real estate and financial advice. Call Brandon today at 813-917-1894.
All right, we're back. Brandon Rhymes here, Consumer Quarterback Show, Platinum MVP team, Keller Williams Realty. We'd like to feature our real estate listings live on air, 1211 North Parsons Avenue. This is a hot real estate listing here in Tampa Bay. It's a commercial building that we've got listed over in Brandon, Florida. It's in East Hillsborough Avenue, or East Hillsborough County, rather. 1211 North Parsons Avenue, one of our hot commercial listings. We've got about 50 listings. Got some commercial properties, vacant land, as well as, of course, some nice residential properties available for sale. Right here in beautiful Tampa Bay. You see all of our listings at platinummvpteam.kw.com. And every day we like to tell you something positive here.
Tell me something good.
All right, so online pet retailer, supply retailer Chewy responded to a grieving dog owner's request with a lovely act of kindness. Anna Brose, her dog Gus, had recently passed away. She ordered a bag of his dog food prior to him passing away. And then she reached out to the company to see if she could return the unopened bag for a refund. She wrote, I contacted Chewy and to see if I could return an unopened bag of my dog food after he died. Number one, they gave me a full refund. Two, told me to donate the dog food to the shelter. And three, had flowers delivered today with the gift note signed by the person I talked to. Anna's tweet had garnered more than 728,000 likes and hundreds of comments. I work in an animal shelter. This is legit. We often see people reaching out to donate to because Chewy had told them to reach out to a local shelter. I can't express. And I guess the company, it says, has donated more than $97 million in products to shelters and rescue animals. And a really cool story from that company there. Chewy's act of kindness goes viral. All right, we got attorney Millie Athanason on the program. Millie, how are you today?
I am wonderful, thank you. I hope you're doing well, too.
Yes, ma'am. Things are great.
All right. Well, I thought today I would talk a little bit about child support and the difference between going to an attorney and going through the state Department of Revenue to try to get child support while you're raising your child or children.
Excellent. Let's jump right into it. Sounds good to me.
Yeah. So, obviously the easiest way would be for you to go to an attorney if you need child support. And, obviously if the parties aren't married, then we would file a paternity action and therein ask for the court to determine time-sharing schedules and to determine child support. But a lot of people who are unfortunate and don't have money to retain counsel, they'll go through the Department of Revenue in order to do that. And that is the state mechanism for trying to collect child support. And the reason why they have this service and they make it available to people is that many of these recipients may be on welfare or on food stamps. And so if they can get child support from the other parent, then that would help to reduce the state payout each month for these types of benefits. Right. So, so obviously they're going to try to do that. And it used to be in the old days that you had to actually go down to the child support enforcement office, or you'd have to call in order to schedule an appointment to go down to sign on with them. But now you could just apply online, and you can make an application to have them determine child support. Now, understand that if you go through the Department of Revenue, they do not deal with any custody or visitation issues. Even though child support, one of the factors in determining child support is to determine how many overnights the child or children are spending with each parent, the Department of Revenue, unless there's already a set schedule by agreement, does not get involved in the time sharing or custody fights or visitation or anything like that. They are just there to do child support, and that's it. So the factors that they're looking at when they're making a determination as to child support is the number of children involved, the income, the monthly income of both of the parties, if any of the child or the children have any particular special needs that require additional child support, and the cost of uncovered expenses such as, let's say health insurance, any uncovered medical expenses, dental expenses, those types of things. That's what the Department of Revenue will consider. Now, the good thing about the Department of Revenue, if you do use them, is they have many resources because they are governmental agencies, so they can help parents locate both parents and assets. They are able to access Department of Labor records in order to get pay stub information, if you will, about a particular individual. Obviously, as individuals, as attorneys, we don't have ready access to the Department of Labor records. They can help establish paternity. They do help to establish and modify child support orders. They do monitor and take action to gain compliance with orders for child support, such as contempt proceedings. And then they also receive and distribute payments, so they'll receive the money from the payor spouse and make sure it gets into the hands of the payee spouse. Now they just do it electronically, where they upload cards, if you will, to pay the child support from the Department of Revenue. And they do try to educate the public. Because it is only limited to the establishment of child support orders, when you go to court for child support, it's called an administrative proceeding, and usually they are not conducted by a regular circuit court judge as you would have in a family law case, but rather by a hearing officer or general magistrate that is appointed to serve in that capacity. They're just as good. They're just not elected officials. And so I don't, and they're all lawyers. They're all legally trained and so forth. It's just different a type of judicial mechanism. And so that too, what's kind of neat with the Department of Revenue is that even if the father is out of the country, as long as we have comity with these other countries, and we do with many of them, the Department of Revenue will actually go after the other parent in foreign countries, which sometimes is harder for individuals to do because you don't have access to the information on location. Yeah. Whereas the Department of Revenue, because it is a governmental entity, does have that. So there are clear pluses and minuses of doing it, but if all you're looking for is just a basic child support order, the Department of Revenue can accommodate. If you're looking for anything more than that, like the establishment of visitation, custody, any of those types of issues involving the child or the children, the state or the government is just not going to get involved with that, period.
Yeah. So if you just joined us, we're talking with attorney Millie Athanason, law offices of Millicent Athanason here on the Consumer Quarterback Show, athanasonlaw.com. And Millie, so this is interesting because, when you look at the state of the economy right now with inflation and gas prices and food and everything else, are you noticing more and more people like in just a tough spot, especially with some of these absentee parents, and unfortunately mostly it's the fathers, I'm assuming, that this absentee father type situation, are you noticing it kind of an uptick in these types of cases?
Yes, we've been getting more calls about that because they're really needing the support from the other parent, and so they're trying to figure out what is the fastest way to get there. And many people just don't have the money to even hire an attorney to do that. So we always try to, if you call us and you're unable to afford our services, by all means, we will help you, direct you to where to go online to make applications so that you can get support for your child without having to pay for attorney's fees. And so we do try to do that because, as I said, not everybody can afford it, and yet these children need to be supported, and we certainly don't want the children to become a burden or liability of the state of Florida, because it's not really their obligation to support the children.
Right. I think it's great that the State Department of Revenue can, track people across state line, county lines, and country lines, and that's a big plus as well.
It is a big plus, and sometimes it's a lot easier because in a lot of cases the parent knows where the other parent is, so it's not a huge deal. But a lot of times you get these absentee parents that they don't look back. They just go because you don't know where they went.
Challenging. Let's also so we're talking family law, divorce situations. What other types of law do you cover, Millie?
Yeah, so I also handle personal injury and wrongful death cases, of course, the family law matters, and also wills and probate type matters. And so I'm certainly happy to help. I've been practicing over 33 years, and you can reach me by calling 1-833-ASK-MILLY, and that's MILLY. And today I'm in my Spring Hill office. We have an office in Spring Hill. We have an office in Newport Richey, and we have an office in Orlando.
Nice. Over in Orlando. I didn't realize that. That's great. So Newport Richey, Spring Hill, Orlando, and family law, personal injury law, so any type of injury, and then also wills and probate, so kind of like a estate planning type law.
Yes, and it really helps because what I try to do is serve the whole family, so that I have many long-term clients that they come to me for various matters, and it's kind of a really cool thing to be able to represent somebody over a course and scope of their lifetime.
Right, yeah, different situations. I keep telling my daughter, I'm like, hey, she's undecided what she wants to do. I said, just go into law. You're going to be in good shape. When the economy's good, you're in good shape. Economy's bad, situations happen. People always need representation, Millie.
Yes, as a matter of fact, even when the economy is bad, lawsuits increase because people are suing people over things because people aren't paying on debts, and so there's a lot more litigation you'll find when the economy is kind of on a downswing like it is right now.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, that's true. Personal injury law. What are you seeing in the personal injury side? Have you seen any kind of recent success stories or upticks in cases?
Yes, there's been an definite uptick in cases when the out-of-towners were here. But this year I noticed during the summer there seems to be a lot of tourists in the area. Usually in the summer it could be slower when the number of people coming in and out of the state of Florida. This year I think they're having record numbers of people here visiting, even with the price of gas. And we haven't even had our quote rainy season per se yet, which we definitely see a lot of accidents during rainy seasons, but we have seen just as many accidents happening now than we have in the past 2 years because during COVID the roads were kind of empty. That's right. You didn't see them, but we did. We still handle other types of injury. It's not just limited to automobile accidents. You can have motorcycle accidents, boating accidents, trucking accidents. negligent supervision. Yeah, bicycles, negligent supervision cases at business premises. You can have slip and fall. So, I mean, there's personal injury encompasses many things. Most people associate it with auto accidents, but it's really much more.
833-ASK-MILLY, 833-ASK-MILLY, Ask Millie, AthanasonLaw.com. Thank you so much, Millie. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
And we want to thank as well Mark HAYE, MBA, 21st Century Financial Partners, Nick Shriver, Decorating Elves, and attorney Millie Athanason. We want you to please go out there and consider committing a random act of kindness. We'll see you next time. Consumer Quarterback Show, ConsumerQB.com.
You've been listening to The Consumer Quarterback, Brandon Rhymes. Whether it's real estate, consumer, or financial advice, let Brandon call your next play. Call Brandon Rhymes at 813-917-1894. That's 813-917-1894. Online at consumerqb.com. And join us next time for the Consumer Quarterback Show.